What's going on, everybody? I'm Ralli Roots.
I'm Ralli Roots.
And together we are
Ralli Roots.
Welcome to another video. We are full-time online resellers. We buy stuff and then we sell stuff online. And
for
one
money.
of the platforms, well, hopefully for money.
For profits.
Sometimes for like beans, I guess. If they're magic beans.
Magic beans.
But one of the platforms that we sell on is eBay. And in today's video, we're going to share with you 30 of our eBay sales from June 2024. So from last month, I think there were 30 days in June. So one sale a day. This is not everything that we sold on eBay. These are just 30 sales that we thought you would be interested in seeing what sold.
Yeah. I mean, interesting sales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we're just going to jump right into it.
Get on in there.
Jump on in.
Yeehaw.
So the first item is a Yeti cooler, like it's not really a cooler. It was like a carrier bag to take to the beach. Or
It's a tote.
Tote. That's the word I was looking for. It's a tote. And we actually got that in an Amazon mystery box a while back. We thought we would keep it for ourselves, but we never really used it. So we ended up selling it on eBay, and we sold it for $200. So,
which is great.
Yeah, be on the lookout for that bag. And the funny thing about that bag is...
yeah, look out for that.
You can actually go and buy it, or at the time that we sold it, you could go and buy the same bag on Yeti's website for like $150, but not that color. So I think people really wanted...
It's a nice color. We were going to keep it, and then I realized it was worth so much more than I initially thought. So I didn't want the bag. I wanted the money.
I guess I'll just talk about some of the stuff that I found.
Yeah, and I'll talk about the stuff I found.
Because you don't know what that is.
No, I know nothing about that.
It's a pan. Picked it up, I think, at a yard sale for a couple bucks. It's a Wagner Ware Magnalite pan. Honestly, I didn't really know what it was either. I just looked up the brand. It looked like it could be worth money. And it sold fairly quickly. It sold for $50.
What made you think it was worth money? It was unique?
The shape of it and like the metal, I guess.
The aesthetic of the item.
Yeah, like you've always told me to look up, like hammered metal and stuff. So
yeah,
I don't know. And I think it was made somewhere fun. I think it was made in Germany or something.
You looked at it and you thought, this is Ali style. It's probably worth money.
Probably.
That's actually probably what happened.
Yeah. Speaking of Ali style.
Ooh, Ali style. Okay, so this vintage Coach bag, the nice brown leather side satchel, but it's like that high quality leather that the vintage Coach bags were made out of. And Coach bags have like popped in value. So this was my personal bag. I know I did not pay more than $10 for it at a thrift store. Nice. And I just love these brown leather vintage Coach bags. And they weren't worth money. They weren't worth reselling at that point in time for like the size and the weight. Bought it for myself. Coach popped. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go and look for vintage Coach. I'm going to go and look through all of my purses, and I pulled out 3 of my personal purses. This one sold for $150, which is super exciting because I just really liked it, but it wasn't, I have to keep this bag. I have other bags that I like more. So I was like, hey, sell my bag, $150. Yeah.
Great sale. There's another find for Ali?
Oh, those Lululemon shorts.
Those
were Athleta shorts. They were new with tag, grabbed them at a thrift store.
The bins, no?
Were they from the bins?
They might have been from a thrift store, actually. I thought they were from the bins in Texas, but no, maybe.
Now I don't remember.
Either way, they were under
They were new with tags, and they had like dirt on them because they had fallen on the ground and something clearly had like rolled across them. So I washed them, because you can pull the tag off, and then I put the tag back on because I didn't want to sell them dirty. I know, shame on me, right? I washed something new, and then we still sold it as new because they were new, never worn. But I didn't say new, never washed. Oh, they sold for $40.
That's a bad reseller.
Is it? To wash something?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay. I was like, is that bad to clean something new?
To me, it's the same as if it's new and it has a little stain on it and you do like a spot treatment or something. Or, if something's got a little mark on it and you do a magic eraser, it's the same kind of thing.
Yeah, I just wanted them to be clean. So
and they sold, the buyer's happy. So the next one is a TC Helicon voice tone. Again, I had no idea what this was, just looked it up, and it's pretty easy to find comps on electronic stuff. So looked up the model number. This was at a garage sale. I bought two things and a belt buckle at this garage sale for $100. The one already sold. This was the second one that sold, and it went for $149.
Honestly, I would say if you are starting reselling and you feel very overwhelmed, go for items that have model numbers. Shoes
That's a good point, yeah.
have model numbers. Electronics, or electronics, as Ryan likes to say, have model numbers. There are certain items that exist in the world, appliances, have model numbers. Yeah. You can very, very easily type in a model number, look at how many items are listed, look at how many have sold to see the sell-through, and then look at the value of the items that are sold. If there's a weird outlier, right, like something really high that looks like money laundering or something really low, it could potentially be because it's defective, right? So you have to pay attention to what you're looking at in the beginning, but that's a really good way to start.
That's a good tip.
With model numbers.
Yeah. The next item I found at an estate sale. It was in a closet and the prices were marked. I think it was like $2 for light jackets and $10 for heavy jackets. I asked them if this was light or heavy, and it was heavy. So I paid $10 for it. But this was an interesting one because it was like a vintage military bomber jacket. And then on the back, it had a paintball embroidery, local to Tampa. Okay. And the guy that it sold to had paintball in his username, and he said he's always looking for paintball stuff. So I thought that was pretty cool.
He's like a paintball collector of all paintball things.
And it sold, I think he said he had a traveling paintball museum or something like that. Yes. I'll try to find the message.
Interesting.
But it sold for $100. Paid $10 and it sold, I think, same day for $100.
We were very happy to take that.
Yeah.
Super happy. Okay, so Nick and Nora, I didn't know about this sleepwear brand.
I didn't either.
Or clothing brand, just generally across the board, if they're a clothing brand. I don't even know because I didn't research them. But my mom and I were going through a bunch of stuff and I was helping her get rid of things. And the deal is I help her get rid of things. I tell her this isn't worth money. This is worth money. And she pulled them out and she goes, hey, these are worth money. And
pajamas.
I was like, what are you talking about? But I knew they had gnomes on them. They're really cute. And I was like, just them alone, it's adorable. And then she explained like the whole Nick and Nora thing to me. I looked it up. Comps were really good. So she just gave them to me and she's like, here. They accidentally sent me the wrong size and then they sent me the correct size, but I never had to send them back because it wasn't worth it to the company for you to send it back, which is so weird. They sold for $50. Some pajamas sitting in my mom's closet. And normally whenever we're going through stuff, like I immediately know this isn't good, this is good. And I'll just like look stuff up. But this is a brand that I wouldn't have thought to look up. And, we miss things, but she knew immediately, which is cool. So help your family go through stuff and get rid of stuff and sell the stuff that's worth money if they're just going to donate it.
Go rob your parents.
Go rob your parents.
Go to them and steal their things and sell them for money. And then don't give them any of the money.
Yeah.
That's what Allie meant to say.
Yeah, I helped my mom paint for 10 hours yesterday.
All right, the next item is a pair of Nike Shox. Not all Nike Shox are created equal. You can look them up again by that model number to see if they are. But people do swear by the older style Nike Shox. And this particular pair sold overseas to someone who had this pair and they wanted the exact same pair again.
Oh, that's the thing.
Yeah, and they sold for $200.
What?
Plus import fees and duties and all that stuff.
Oh my gosh.
So I think the guy paid like $240 total. And we paid like $10 or $12 for them at a...
Do you know what country they went to?
They went to the UK.
I'm not sure where. Interesting. Yeah, okay. I was thinking you were going to say Japan.
Yeah, that would have been a good guess.
That would have been my guess.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Cool one.
You look like a gym boy today.
I am a gym boy.
Gym boy.
Last night, I hate the gym at night. Oh, I don't know why I went at night. I was so busy.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, speaking of super buff dudes, I found,
that's right.
I found this. This is a statue, Niels Anderson sculpture. I found it at an estate sale with some other of the same kind of sculptures. They were dated 90s.
So cool.
Yeah, they're really cool. They're great for like if someone's having a powerlifting competition or bodybuilding competition. How cool is it to give them like a vintage trophy?
Right.
So
oh my
gosh. I thought it was pretty sweet. Cool. This one sold for $50. Positive feedback received, and. What else was I going to say about these? I want to say I paid like $7 a piece or something like that. I'd have to go back and look, but they weren't super expensive.
They're cool.
And then here's another cool item that I found recently. I actually found out this brand from a friend of ours. We call him Country Chris. Shout out Chris.
Country Chris.
The brand is called Case, and Case knives, they range in value from, $30, $40, depending on condition, upwards of $2,000 plus. So it's a really good brand to be on the lookout for. We find them around this area fairly often.
Yeah, this area definitely is a pocket knife area.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
This particular one we got at a garage sale. I paid $40 for three case knives, and this one sold by itself for $79.
City folk won't get that.
Here's another cool one, another garage sale find. This brand... Okay, I don't know if I can pronounce this brand. Can you pronounce it?
Klipsch.
Klipsch.
Klipsch. I think it's Klipsch.
Okay. Well, it's a good speaker brand. And we found these with another speaker that already sold. But this was two together, like in-ceiling speakers, brand new in the box. Oh. Yeah, pretty cool. We bought all 3 of them, I think, for $70 at a garage sale, and these 2 sold together for $347.
I didn't realize that.
Good
Whoa.
one. Remember those?
The Hey Dudes,
Yeah.
but they were shoes.
Boots.
What's the boots? What style? Chelsea.
Chelsea boots, yeah.
Okay, because that's a style.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen that with like Tom's.
Right.
Chelsea style. Okay.
I will say the Hey Dude brand, since Crocs bought them, the brand itself has kind of dropped in resale value. I think because they're being so mass produced now and the prices come down, right, since they were bought. Hey Dude's shoes are not selling for as much money as they used to.
Because they're more affordable now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But because this was a unique design, not the typical Hey Dude design, we took a shot on them. I think we paid $10 for them at a thrift store.
Yeah.
And they sold for $39.
This is good.
Yeah.
That's really
flip.
good.
That's a cool one.
Oh, so this is a swung vase and it's vintage and it's green. So it already has a couple things going for it. And it's called a finger vase, right? Because it has multiple fingers. And it had 10 fingers, which is crazy. Ribbed. Oh, wow. Guys, girls.
Okay.
That got real hot and heavy.
Yeah, you like that.
Looked it up, and I couldn't find the exact one at first, but the comps were really, really good. And we do well whenever I'm very attracted to something, and I was very attracted to this vase, obviously.
To the fingered ribbed vase?
Yes, right? Like, who couldn't be?
Calm.
I'm sorry. What did it go for? Oh, it went for $40, which is really great. And I think whenever I picked it up, I was figuring it would go between $40 and $50. So right there, boom, we took a best offer on it. Did great. Look for unique, vintage, very attractive vases that are clearly handcrafted.
What's cool about this dynamic, too, if you guys have watched our videos in the past, I'm looking for different stuff than what Allie's looking for. And we both have different tastes and stuff, and she can find really cool stuff, and I can find really cool stuff, and both of us, can make money together. We can both go to the same garage sale and find different things.
And we'll go through a room, and I'll grab stuff, and I'm like, hey, this is a you item. What do you think? Yeah. And Ryan's like, oh, I have this item. And then he'll say yes or no, and I'll say yes or no. Or he'll look up things because I've mentioned it before, like the hand towels, the Apple hand towels. Yeah. I was like, babe, Canon vintage hand towels for the kitchen with the matching set. People love them. Get them. And he found some that I wouldn't even have picked up, but they sold for good money. And I was like, I guess people like vintage Apple hand towels too. And
like, for example, when we were in Texas and you came up with a bunch of these, I was like, people aren't really buying those, right?
Oh, okay. Go Softly patio dresses. These were a really good size. They're embroidered. They're beautiful. They're really nice quality. The Go Softly brand's good. I think that they're adorable.
No.
And you're wrong. They're super cute.
They're very like Handmaid's Tale if there were colors. They're like Amishy.
Short.
I hate them so much.
They're very 70s.
They're very Little House on the Prairie, I guess.
But very 70s, because during the 70s, Little House on the Prairie was a 70s. Look. It was an aesthetic. It was a way people dressed. It was a style. But sold for $40. We got a bunch of them. When we sell one more, then they'll all be paid off and they'll all be profits.
Nice. This is the kind of stuff that I look for. So I was at a yard sale, and there were 8 of these Nicorette gums in a bin marked $1 each. So I bought them all because healthcare stuff sells great. Funny story, you can sell Nicorette gum and mints on eBay.
Interesting.
But you can't sell like tobacco related items. You can't sell like cigarettes or snus or stuff like that. So it's kind of interesting, but gum and mints fall under, you can sell them. So we sold them $1 a piece. So I paid $8 for them, and they sold for $75 the same day, Allison.
Yeah. Too bad it wasn't snus, because we have a friend addicted to snus.
Oh my God. Here's another pair of shoes, really good brand to be on the lookout for, Solomon. Again, not all Solomon shoes are created equal, so make sure to look up the brand.
That's a movie.
Or not the brand, but the
model number.
King Solomon.
I know, but they made it a movie.
Oh yeah. The model. Look up the model. These have model names. So like this pair is Solomon Speed Cross 4, and they sold for $55. I paid $10 for them at a local Goodwill.
You do great with shoes. I don't like to look at the shoes because you look at the shoes and you're good at it. So I'm like, ew.
I mean, I don't really like to look at the shoes. I wouldn't consider myself a shoe seller, but we can make money on them. So, sometimes you gotta sell stuff that you don't really care about, but you can make money on. Like the next item that sold for $382. This is a DeLonghi espresso machine. And we are getting back into the coffee machine market. That'll be a different video. We're not going to talk about that right now.
Not yet.
We had this one left over from a different purchase that we did, and it sold for $382. It was sitting in the warehouse. So.
It was just sitting around in the warehouse in a box, and Callie was so inundated with like too much stuff, right? And she's finally gotten through it all because like we cut back on what we were buying and we started, you know, doing other things. But yeah, like if you have stuff sitting around, also eBay loses your listings. They'll just disappear. So like look through your inventory, everybody. True. That's a thing.
Here's another great Allie find.
I found this. Oh, okay. Oh. The cool thing about this though.
Every time you look at it, you go,
know.
Oh.
You got to do the O's at the end. Just me
Every
going,
time you go,
like
oh, I'm going to pop up, oh.
We paid $50 for everything.
Yeah.
And this item, vintage string art, new, sealed in the box. I'm pretty sure this one was still fully and completely sealed. Yeah, which does make a difference in the value. Went for almost $100, right? Like $98 and change. Yeah. It was really cool because that paid for everything. So now everything else that sells after it is profit. I just need to get through it and look through it to then sell it and find boxes for it to go in so that Callie can just like ship it away. But
definitely longer tail items. They're going to take a while to sell, I think, but it's cool that we're in profit. I think for a lot of people, if you're buying stuff like that, like if you're going to buy, I don't remember how many you bought, 20 or something. If you're going to buy that many, make sure you have the space to store them because it might take a year to sell them all.
But the new sealed ones will sell in the first 4 weeks if you list it at the right price because that sold in the first 3 weeks it was listed.
I know, but there's quite a few listed already that haven't sold.
That one was sealed.
So, I think they're sealed ones. I'll have to look at our eBay.
We'll have to look. Because another one did sell, I thought.
Here's another one. This was one of my best buys ever at a garage sale down the street from us. Unimat lathe, not just the lathes, but the part. Oh, you almost did it.
Yeah.
You almost did it. Oh, you went from O to yeah.
I don't know. I say yeah for you and O for me. Okay. I've noticed that.
The Unimat, we made thousands of dollars on a $200 purchase, and this was the last little piece that I separated, and it sold for $100, just this one piece. So I think now we're pretty much all the way sold out of the Unimat stuff.
We were very nervous about shipping it, and at first I was discouraging Ryan, which was stupid because look how much money we made. So don't get too scared. Because Callie and I, whenever the person, remember, they're like, make sure you ship everything so nicely.
You guys did a great job.
You know what I said? I said, I'm going to over-package that.
Yeah.
And we got the craziest positive feedback on that.
It probably took the guy like 30 minutes to unwrap that stuff.
Longer. Yeah. No, I guarantee it took him longer. I'm like, if you're going to ask me.
It was very shipped
to really, really wrap something extremely well, I'm going to make it inconvenient for you to open it.
Oh my gosh.
So you can't say I didn't do a good job.
The next item up is a hat. Cap, snapback, not a snapback, strap back. I found this at a thrift store for $5 and it sold. This is probably the lowest price item for today's video. Sold for $24, but it sold the same day. $5 into $24, minus shipping, minus fees. We probably only made like, I don't know, $10 on that.
In one day?
But I mean, yeah,
that's awesome.
Quick, easy to list hats, you know? I
mean, I would hand someone a hat if they handed me $10.
That's a good point.
Right? If someone's like, hey, here's $10.
That's a good point.
And that hat was
it was a Marlboro hat. Marlboro hat. The next item, wrestling shoes. Don't sleep on wrestling shoes.
Ever.
I've said this for years, and for some reason, people still sleep on them, which they're hard. So why would you like pile up a bunch of wrestling shoes to make a bed out of? You know what I mean?
Yeah, or like a pillow out of wrestling shoes. Gross.
This is Asics brand, and these were Jordan Burroughs shoes, and they sold for $42. And $10 from Goodwill. Okay, this next one was actually one of my favorites, mainly because of the feedback that we got. Shout out Callie for shipping a very delicate item. Again, talking about shipping. She shipped this really, really well, and we got great feedback. I'll pop the feedback up so you can read it. But this is a Disney Villains clock that we've actually had for a little while.
Long time.
It was listed high. Sometimes we'll do that. We'll list the items high and then run a sale on it eventually. This one had a 25% off sale on it. It sold pretty much as soon as that sale came up. So we got $115 for it. Great. I had to look back to see how much we paid for it. This was from a garage sale. It was marked $40. I offered $30 and he accepted.
Okay, because I remember $40 on that.
Me too. And it was $30, not $40.
But you got it for $30.
Yeah.
So what's our profit on that?
Probably $50.
Nice. Like yeah, that's great. Profit. The reason I asked was because I wanted to point out for new sellers, sometimes if you spend more money, you make more money, so you're putting in less work, right? Because if the item is profiting $10 or $50 on it, right, you're still putting in the same amount of time to photograph the item, to list the item. And then obviously if it's delicate, you're going to put in a little bit more time to ship it, right? It could just be like shoes, for example, is if you're of the mindset, I don't want to spend more than $10 on an item, but if you're profiting 3 times more, it's worth it sometimes to just spend more money on an item because you're making a higher profit. So it's less work for more money.
I would much rather pay $100 for something to sell it for $200 than pay $10 for something to sell it for $30. See what I'm saying? Like because
that's a lot more listings.
It's a lot more listing, but it's also more revenue. Like you're making $100, but you're only doubling your money. If you're spending 10 and making 30, now you're making $20. You're 3 times in your money, but you're only making $20.
So we do want to promote increasing your ASP, which is your average sale price, because it will make your workload significantly less. And that's why we were pushing people whenever you have a couple items and let's say they're not worth as much as they used to be. Lot, for example, Tommy Bahama shirts, right? At one point, we had to take them all, lot them all together, and then just sell them as one big lot. And then our ASP, and it works. So if you have to do that, and that's okay.
And speaking of low cost of goods, we've been going to the bins lately, as you guys have seen. And this Tiffany & Co., this is a pearl case, like travel case. Got it at the bin. Someone actually threw this back into the bin, and I grabbed it. And I was like, oh, it's Tiffany. So paid like 50 cents for it at the Goodwill bins, and it sold for $40.
It's so crazy.
Yeah,
I can't believe it.
And then here's another one of the items that like went into our death warehouse at some point, right? We probably had these for like 3 years. We sold a ton of them, and this one was like the last one of the wholesale lot that we bought. And it's a radio. It's a GM car radio. When we bought these initially, I think we paid like $50 a unit. So not a whole lot of money. And the last one of this particular model just sold. So yay. And it sold for $194. Good.
Yay!
And now another cap. This was the same Goodwill that I found the Marlboro hat at. This is an Arc'teryx hat, and it sold the same day for $41.15. Another $5. Cap?
That's cap.
Baseball cap.
Cap.
Oh, that's cap. Like I'm lying. You Gen
Alpha?
Gen, what are those gens called?
I don't even know anymore.
What are those little gens called?
Little gens.
Those little broccolis.
Oh, baby broccolis.
All right, next item up. Here you go.
This was a me item. So, vintage linens. Don't sleep on vintage linens because
like
a lot
scratchy?
of people, everyone sleeps on linens. I coined that, not Jacob Starr. If you can find a whole set and it's in really good condition, research them. Always research them. These were vintage Disney linens usually do well. It was a full set, sold for $38.97, right? $38.97, $38.87. So yeah, like, almost $40. I would have listed them higher, but they sold super fast. So I'm glad Callie listed them where she did because they sold boom. And first we got an offer and I was like, ooh, don't accept that. I'm going to raise the price. And then they sold full price within 2 minutes of that offer. And I was like,
there you go.
All right, well, they're sold, so yay. I'm happy with that.
Next item up is a purse that I got recently at a garage sale. I paid $0.25 for this purse. Oh, yeah.
I wasn't even with you.
25 cents. No. I asked her, I was like, are you sure? And she was like, yeah, just $0.25. So I gave her $0.25. I should have given her more money, just been like, keep it. But she only wanted $0.25. It sold for $36, Dooney Burke purse.
Yeah.
Nice little sale there. The next item sold for $255. This we actually need to hit up Chris and give him some money because Chris gave us this to sell. Remember? A long time ago.
No, I don't remember where that came from.
From Chris. He
was
like,
just
hey,
sitting over there.
If you want to sell this here, you can sell it. So thank you, Chris. It sold for $255.
Yeah.
It's a Ray Marine GPS plotter, marine plotter thing. We didn't know if it was working or not, so we just put it up as is. And sold for $255.
As is, it was listed.
Amazing. I think so.
Well, we'll wait until the 30 days hit.
Yeah,
and then we'll give them money. We always will give our friends money, but we tell them we got to wait till the 30 days in case it gets returned. Yeah. And they understand.
And then another thing that sells pretty much the same day that we listed, anything Nintendo, if it's priced right and your pictures are good, it's going to sell. Like there's so many Nintendo buyers out there. So this was a NES system with a game and the Duck Hunt Zapper. Did it have Duck Hunt with it? Mario. I don't know. It had a game, a controller, and the Duck Hunt Zapper. and it sold for $116.
Oh, okay, that's a good price. Yeah.
Good price. And then the last item for today's video.
Is a you item?
This came in a wholesale lot that I got recently. It's funny because I bought a bunch of vintage t-shirts and then this was just in there as well. But really, really good brand to be on the lookout for. It's Ralph Lauren, but it is the double R. It's RL, I think. Yeah, double R, like ranch wear, Ralph Lauren line. Some of that stuff is worth crazy money. So
educate yourself on that. Go on eBay, look at the pictures, look at the soles, look at the prices, research.
Just this regular t-shirt by itself sold for $42 for a used t-shirt.
Wild.
So some of those things are pieces of clothing are, $500-600. So yeah.
It's highly collectible for some particular reason. I've never met anyone who collects it.
It's good quality. I actually, of the Ralph Lauren stuff, I like this line a lot. Like it's very, very good quality, I think.
Yeah, as long as you're not getting Ralph Lauren from the outlets, it's really good quality. Anything from the outlets is low quality.
Yeah.
Because we've had some of it in the past and it was not good.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of like the regular polos and stuff, but I love some of the jackets and stuff.
Yeah, they have cute shirts.
Yeah.
Like they have really nice shirts and they're super soft, but they always pill if they're the not as nice ones.
But I mean, Ralph Lauren stuff has been, it's been around forever.
Long time.
It's some of the stuff is highly, highly collectible. Like there's some t-shirts, there's a like a Western t-shirt that I think is worth $1,500 or something like that. I've never had one, but yeah, there's some pretty cool stuff. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video. That was 30 items that we sold in the month of June 2024. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit the thumbs up button.
So that we know, so we can make more of them.
Yeah, we'll keep making these. Probably once a month we'll do a video like this.
Yeah, but if you give us like a ton of thumbs up and you ask for more and more and more, then maybe we could do
more.
2 a month?
Yeah.
But we just need to know, like you guys really like this, let us know. We'll make more.
And then also, if you want to join our reseller community, there's a link in the description of today's video, or just go to ralliroots.com. It's less than $1 a day to join that community. That's really, really good. We do live video calls every week, and there's a few hundred members in there just helping each other out. And no egos, just there to learn and grow together.
We try to build a community that's really helpful and a really good support system, and we've done that successfully.
Thanks, y'all. Love you, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye. Boop.
Oh, I was going to give you a kiss, but then you boob touched me. You booped me.